Hi, today I'm going to talk about prompting in S2C. We do prompting in S2C for a few reasons. One is to coach the motor. Another reason we do it is to provide feedback on the use of the letterboard, on how they're using the letterboard. And another is because there's a lot going on around us, there's a lot of stimuli, and you want to keep them focused on the letterboard, trained on the task at hand. So when we first get started, there's a type of prompt called an initiation prompt, and it's something you want it to be exciting and fast and sort of like, we're starting a race, let's do it. So I know that when I start things off to get people excited, I like to go 1, 2, 3, let's go. And I don't know why, but it seems to really get people jazzed, and I would use something similar like that as an initiation to starting a lesson and using the board. Another thing that you do want to do once you have that flow, that start, is you want to keep a continuous flow. So when a speller is spelling, you don't want them to interrupt their motor actions because we're working on getting those motor actions refined and myelinated, and you want to keep it going. If it gets interrupted by, something, it's not going to be as easy to pick it up again because starting is always hard, or you know if their motor is interrupted, their train of thought might be interrupted. So you want to keep it going, keep them focused. So maybe when they're spelling a word out, they're spelling the word flow, they point to the F like that, and you say F, and then they'll point to the L, and you say L, and then you'll say the letter after, and then maybe when they're finished with the word, you'll say flow, and you just jump into the next thing, or maybe you'll put a filler in there, you'll say something like I just said, and, so that it just keeps us engaged and focused on what we're doing on the spelling. Um, Another hard thing to do sometimes is to keep your eyes trained on something, especially for our spellers. Ocular motor is really tiring and difficult, and so you want to keep their eyes engaged. And so maybe you want to say something like eyes up, eyes on the board, or if you see they're really struggling, say like um, scan the first line, or eyes all around, or something like that, to kind of just get their eyes focused again and reset, and give them a little coaching on that. We also use something called directional prompts when we're in the initiation phase. Directional prompts are used so that we can kind of get them to that last leg. Maybe they're not at a letter yet, but you want to get them there. You want to help them as best you can, so they don't have sort of a board typo and get discouraged. So maybe they want to point to the O and they're almost there, but not quite. So you say a little up, 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 or over, 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 over if they're going to the end. So we say on, we have on. So, maybe you just want to encourage them to get to that last, like almost, almost up, up, and you just get them to where they want to go. Kind of like give them that little extra push. This is similar to a gesture prompt, which is, a little less involved. You kind of just sort of vaguely want to get them in the right direction. You kind of like give a wave, or, a hand gesture. So maybe they're trying to get to the A, and so you go, you raise your arm a little bit. You kind of like go, maybe you don't have to make that noise, but something like that, just so you get them there. Those two prompts, the last ones, directional and gesture, you'll phase out, so that because the more they practice these motor actions, the more they're not going to need things like that. They're going to be able to get to that M, because it's all about practice. They're going to know exactly what they want. The last two, the gesture and the directional, are really used in the acquisition phase so that you can help them get to what they want. And then as they become a little more independent and autonomous, we'll be able to move a little forward. But posture, body position, verbal prompting, those are all things that are really helpful and in our practice in S2C, and we will use them often. Thank you.